Do you have a bankruptcy on your credit report? I'm going to share with you how I removed this client's bankruptcy off of their report in less than 60 days. But I made a huge mistake, and I'm going to show you why. So in today's video, we're going to uncover the letters I use, the laws I use, and the huge mistake I believe I made. And if you missed just one part, it's the reason why you're probably not getting the results you're looking for. So as you can see, I barely got any results in the first round, but that's okay because my overall goal in the first round, yes, I would like to get multiple deletions or everything removed in the first round, but that's likely not going to happen. All right. In every case, in every scenario, when it comes to fixing credit, is different. All right. So as you can see right here, we got one thing removed, and that was that bankruptcy, and we're going to talk about it. But most importantly, in the first round, the goal for me, right, is to get Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax to violate the law. Because once I get them to violate the law, now we can use that as leverage for second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, in continuous rounds to get removals. Now, just because they violate the law doesn't mean it's going to come off. Of course, I wish that would happen, but most likely it's not going to happen. So in the second round, in the third round, fourth round, fifth round, and continuous rounds, as we're getting deletions, all right, 4 to 5 deletions in, like, say, the second round, and 4 to 5 deletions in the third round. As we continue getting more deletions, you're going to see the improvement of the credit score. And as you continue paying down the debt, for this client, the overall goal is to qualify for a house, right? So as we continue doing those things and getting deletions, in the meantime, by the time it's time for them to qualify for the house, they'll have a decent score to qualify for that house, and then take a pause, right? Because as you're fixing your credit, well, when you're trying to qualify for a house, you can't be doing disputing. So during that time, apply for the house, close on the house, and then we continue picking up with the disputing to get things removed, because it's going to take time to remove 86 items off a person's credit report. All right. So as you can see, here's like the game plan of what I got going on, what I'm thinking. All right. So in the first round, I'm trying to get Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax to violate the law. And once I get them to violate the law, now I can use that as leverage. All right. So as you can see right here, now let me go over it. As you can see right here, got the proof that, hey, this bankruptcy got removed in the first round, right? And other things happen. And as you can see, some things positive, but I don't know why it didn't show. I don't know what's going on. But as you can see, got the account removed. Now let's talk about the letter, right? So as you can see, this is the specific letter that I sent out, right? Just a screenshot of the letter. So when it comes to your dispute letter, right, everybody's going to be a little bit different. I just try to be very simple as possible in the first round, because my overall goal is to get them to violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? So as you can see, you're going to put your first name, last name, address, who you're talking to. Are you talking to Experian? Are you talking to TransUnion? Are you talking to Equifax, right? And that's what you're going to put right there. And then the date, right? So that's going to put your date, and then who are you talking to? Like I said before. And then from there, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681 EB. Now, I messed up right here. It should be these accounts are not showing maximum possible accuracy, but you're going to put the account name and account number. And this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681 EB. The open date last active is not accurate. Delete account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB, right? And what I do is I do that for every single account. And as you can see, one of the mistakes I made, there's just one of the mistakes, we're going to talk about the other mistake I made, right, is that I did that for the bankruptcy, all right? Now, is that the reason why I got removed? You never know. But most importantly, I do this for every single account in the first round, because when you look at the credit report, what you're going to see is inconsistency, open date, like these are the common things that are inaccurate with this specific account, right? But I made a huge mistake. Well, one of the mistakes I made was, and we're going to talk about the second mistake, but one of the mistakes I did was the open date last active. That usually doesn't occur when it comes to a bankruptcy, right? There's more things that you can leverage that is wrong, or things that you can do with the case number and things like that when it comes to the bankruptcy. All right. And there are other things that you can look at when it comes to a bankruptcy. But like I said, I messed up on that specific thing, but we got the account removed or the bankruptcy removed from the report. But usually it's a little bit different, right? So most of the time is this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681B EB. And the reason why is because the case number or the reference number is probably incorrect according to this account that's on your credit report. And if you're looking at the PACER, there are some things, some discrepancies and things like that that you want to put in the specific reason if you have a bankruptcy. All right. So you can match things up to see on PACER according to what's on my credit report. You can just leverage that. So that's one of the things I messed up, and I'll talk about the second thing later on. But this is how you want to typically create your first round letter, right? You want to put all the accounts on one specific letter, and then you want to add, of course, two to three. You want to attach 2 to 3 forms of identification, and then you want to send that certified to Experian. You want to send it certified to TransUnion. You want to send it certified to Equifax, and then of course you have to wait 35 days, 30 days for them to complete the investigation, and 5 days for them to mail the investigation back. All right. As you can see, 15 USC 1681 EB. Now I know some of you all are new to the channel, so what is that? That's the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? And let me just show you where you can go to actually look at this, right? So you want to go to 15 USC 1681 EB, compliance and procedures, right? And then you click on E, right? And then you just go down to B. Whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedure to ensure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. So Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are supposed to assure maximum possible accuracy. Usually 9 times out of 10, they don't. Now that's how you can use that as leverage to get the account removed. And then once they break this law and multiple other laws, you can use that as leverage to help you get the other accounts removed later on, because usually your accounts are going to come back verified or everything's going to be updated, modified, but usually they don't fix nothing, right? They say everything is 100% correct. We verify, we made sure, but usually they don't fix nothing. And that's how you can use these specific laws. And there are other laws you can use as leverage to get the account removed from your credit report, right? So that's how you can get results in the first round, is because you identify things, and 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get everything removed, but you can get some accounts removed in the first round. And then from there, as they violate your rights, you can get other accounts removed in the second, third, fourth, and continuous round until you get everything removed off your credit report. Now let's talk about the huge mistake I made, right? So this client, right, him and his wife is trying to buy a house in the next 12 months, all right? Trying to get a huge purchase. But most importantly, I totally forgot that, hey, because, I work with Aaron and his team. So when it comes to like big purchases, he said, hey, you work on that because it takes time to litigate. It takes time to build up a case and sue Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, because we all know they like to play crazy. So it takes time for him to build up a case and then go after them, right? So he just said, hey, you work on that. But I totally forgot about a lawyer that just only works with bankruptcy and accounts associated with bankruptcy. And it's my fault, right? Because what I could have did was usually like to say, hey, let me look at that report first before you do anything, right? Let me look at the report. Let me see what's going on and see if there are any violations, because we can probably get some things removed or whatever the case may be, because I don't know what he typically do. He just say, hey, a client has a bankruptcy and I need to see it first. And I totally forgot because we haven't worked and we haven't been communicating a while, but we got back into communication and I totally forgot that, hey, I could have sent this report first to see if there's any possible violations that he can use to get, and most importantly, the client gets some compensation if they qualify. That's only if they qualify, but that's only between you and the lawyer, right? So that's the huge mistake I made, because I don't know what he looks at. So I don't know if there's some violations that he might have saw with that bankruptcy and I got it removed and things like that. That's the huge mistake I made. I could have sent this over to him so he can see some possible violations. But the client is excited that the bankruptcy is off. Now we're going to get the other accounts removed. Of course, that takes time when it comes to fixing your credit. But if you have a bankruptcy and you want me to submit your credit report to the lawyers to see if you have some possible violations, I'll have a link in the description for you to sign up for that. It's free because he goes after the credit bureaus. And since he goes after the credit bureaus, there's no money out of the pocket for you. All right. So if you want that, the link is in the description for that. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you get results in the second round, third round, fourth round? How do you continue to get results, the laws and things that I can use to leverage to knock the credit bureaus out? Well, if you're not a part of this right here, let me show you, and it's free. Got you, right? If you're not a part of this, if you're not a part of this right here, this newsletter right here, right? This newsletter where I give deep inside secrets when it comes to the second, third, multiple rounds, because I go over specific people accounts that I'm working on and I talk about, hey, the laws I'm using, the letters I'm using, just give the behind the scenes of what's going on and things that I'm doing to get accounts removed from a report. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to learn, hey, join here. It's free. And I also do free credit audits. So I just break down your credit report and just give you some insights. Hey, you should focus on this, do this, right? If you want to be a part of that, it's free. All right. Be a part of the 44 other thousand people that I've been helping and giving inside information to help you get accounts removed from your credit report. All right.